A fun home that hits the stage this weekend.
Yep, opens on Friday night.
Okay. Tell us everything we need to know.
I'm excited. Now, you're the artistic director for
I'm
the show.
the artistic director.
So tell us what's all gone into this.
So I'm in charge of basically taking everything that is written in the script, interpreting it, and making it happen on stage. So every aspect, down from costumes, props, music, lighting, sound, what the actors are doing the whole time they're on stage.
Yeah, no pressure, really.
No pressure, yeah.
Good job.
So this is a real story. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's a real story. It is based on the graphic novel by lesbian cartoonist Alison Bechdel, which is kind of her, in my opinion, it kind of goes through her life, and she's trying to understand her own sexuality, her family's dynamics, and her closeted father's motives, and kind of his untimely death, and kind of her coming to terms with all of that. It's a very powerful musical. And despite the heavy tones of it, I feel at the end of the musical,
this is great.
At least in my opinion,
this
people
awesome.
walk away feeling hopeful and.
I recognize a couple faces
I
there.
do too.
Danielle, nice.
Yeah.
And now the title is Fun Home, which is short for.
Well, that's the actual funeral home that the dad runs.
Yes.
And so the kids, when you get to see Allison in her younger version, when she's about 8 or 9, you also get introduced to her two brothers.
Okay.
So they call it the fun home within their family.
Yeah. Tell us about the role and kind of.
Tiffany, you're the star.
Yeah, so I play the oldest version of Allison,
Okay.
which is essentially her when she was writing the graphic novel in the early 2000s.
Okay.
So my part within the show is her sitting down and writing the graphic novel. A lot of the show will focus on her when she was around 8 or 9. So we have a wonderful actress, Sovra, who's doing that role.
And you narrate a little bit.
It's less about narration and it's more about figuring out what was it like for her to write those graphic novels.
Okay.
So less about me telling the story
Sure.
to the audience and more getting into her headspace of figuring out what was it like for her to remember these things that happened when she was younger, and then when she was 19 in college, finding out these family secrets and how that, now as a 43-year-old, how that may have reflected back at those times in her life and her own, identity, sexuality, and just figuring out what that means for her now as she's in her 40s.
Yeah.
Very thought-provoking production.
That's
it
great.
sounds like. So have you ever done a production with this tone?
With this tone, kind of. I don't know. I think you may have had Lisa Kreiderman promoting last in 23 for Next to Normal when Centerstage did it. So I got to pit direct for that one. So it's definitely still very close family dynamics, drama, a lot of, intermingling of just different personalities within a family and going through a lot. So I love diving into this. Savannah's been great in asking us questions as the cast and really helping us get into our characters, which is super important since they're real people.
So when can we see the show?
So like I said, it opens Friday night. Friday and Saturday, we have shows at 7 p.m. And Sunday, we have a matinee at 3 p.m.
Okay.
And then we also go the following weekend, the 8th through the 10th.
And this is going to be at the Ruth Day Theater at Jackson College.
Yes.
And we can get tickets at Centerstage Jackson.
Yes.
How much are tickets?
They're $25 each.
Awesome.
Okay.
How did you each get involved with Centerstage Jackson?
My first production with Centerstage was actually one of the winery shows, Jeeves Intervenes. That was back in 2019. Going back further, my first shows ever were with CSJ as like a little 10-year-old in the youth theater. So, but
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about providing a great place to work on your art as well.
Absolutely. I've actually been a return to CSJ. I started right out of high school back in like 2006 to 2008 doing shows there. I actually came on with Bart Holly way back then.
Oh, yeah.
And then left town, did a bunch of stuff, came back in town, and I think 23 was my first getting back into the cabarets, actually.
Very good.
Awesome, yeah.
And being involved and getting on the pit side of things and playing with the orchestra. And then this is the first time I've had the opportunity to get back on stage for a while, so it's been awesome.
So exciting.
Yeah.
So do you guys have, I mean, what's next? You do this production, the curtain closes, then what?
Yeah. So their next show is, I think, Escanaba in the Moonlight.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that one will
Very
go
nice.
up in February.
Yeah. They actually just released their set of
2025
shows for
season.
Yep, season.
Nice.
Thank you.
So
So they're looking to do Hunchback in June, and then there's a couple youth theaters that, for the life of me, I cannot recall the names of those.
Well,
but
we can check it out at
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yep,
That's all
everything's
listed
on the
on the
website.
site, so.
Full Monty is going to be their
Okay.
their
Oh,
November
fun.
show next year.
Are you looking for actors or help?
all the
Always.
time,
All the time.
yes.
Always.
If you keep updated on our social media or
Cool.
our website, we always are posting
Awesome.
audition information or more ways you want to get involved in the crew or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that about Centerstage. If you're interested in like trying something out for the first time, whether it be
Sure.
acting or helping backstage, our sound engineer for this one, she's done just a few shows, but she had never done something until Centerstage, and she was like, I want to learn, and
That's awesome.
they give you everything you need. And
Absolutely.
And every role is important, as you know,
100%.
right?
Yes. Even the smallest ones. There's so much detail and thought that goes
Right.
into it, and especially for Fun Home. I mean, like Tiffany said, almost said Allison, right?
That's probably happened
We're in
twice.
show. Like Tiffany said, it is real people and a real story. So we want to do our best to share that with the world the best that we can.
Awesome. Well, we're sending you great vibes for a wonderful show, and hopefully everybody will check out Centerstage Jackson's production of Fun Home that starts this week, November 1st through the 3rd, and November 8th through the 10th at the Ruth Day Theater at Jackson College.
Thank you guys for being with us.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it so
us.
much.
Absolutely.
Tiffany, Layman, and Savannah Bruton from Centerstage Jackson's production of Fun Home. Stay with us. More of the show after this break.